how to exit real estate agents from your team or brokerage. And I've been seeing that a lot. And you typically see a lot of moving seasons start to happen each year from August, September, when kids start going back to school and sales start going down. Agents start looking at their transactions and they start seeing those are going down. And it's very frustrating when you're a brokerage owner or a team leader because you've been telling them all the things they need to do to generate business and they don't necessarily do them. And then when business goes down, they blame you. And then they do a grass is always greener approach and they go someplace else, taking all their problems with them. And you hear me calling that a lateral move because now they're just going to preoccupy themselves with moving companies and they're taking all their problems with them. They're not going to change any of their own habits. They just think that being over here, it's going to be better. And that's going to improve things. Better commission split or better culture or better all of those things really does not solve their problems. I think the crucial point here is to remember, yes, that may be the fact, but you can't say those things. And you'll see it. We all know that you need to be gracious on the way out the door, but for some reason in real estate, we can't. And it could be the nature of an independent contractor relationship. In any other industry, when someone leaves your company to take another job, they throw a going away party. It's a celebration. But for some reason, I'd say 80% of the time, it's a condemnation. You're a traitor. You're disloyal. After all the things I've done for you, now you're going to go the other way. And it reminds me of a high school breakup. And if you think this is easy and it's knowledge-based, you're wrong. Think about your last breakup. If that was not gracious and you got in a big fight and you don't talk anymore, I'm talking to you because being gracious is a lot harder. We want to blame the other person to make ourselves feel better. Truly, if they left, it is on us. Because we weren't able to demonstrate enough value to make them see A, it's just as good here as anywhere else, or B, we weren't able to get through to them to show them that they needed to do things to improve their financial situation. So it's always on the leader. Some leaders are able to redirect and coach people better. Some are able to motivate people better. There is so much damage done by that typical broker team leader mentality. And if you're a good recruiter, you've seen this, man. You love it because you're out there recruiting agents and then you create brokers behaving badly and they get mad at every agent that leaves, basically demonstrating to not only the agents that leave, but the agents inside the office, I love you while you're still making money for me. But the minute you say you're going to stop, I don't care about you. So what I really loved was your money, not you. And that's what gets pervasive out there. And then what you do is you spread a bunch of poison pills out into the local real estate community. I'll tell everybody because they want to feel justified as leaving. And the fact that you got mad at them, you just confirm their decision to leave. And then they're going to go tell everybody else because they're mad. So you just spread a terrible reputation every time you come down on someone that leaves. And let me tell you, when you say calm down on someone, it may be a little bit more subtle than you think. For example, I would include in the category of not behaving graciously on the way out the door, saying, if let's say they want to open up their own brokerage, you're not going to be profitable anyway, or you're not going to make it, or you're going to go over there and you're not going to succeed, or that's a dream that's just not based in reality. That's not gracious, guys. You're telling someone they cannot do it, even if you truly believe it. There are many people that tell me things I don't think they can't do, but I have a professional, reserved, gracious response to them that doesn't tell them that they can't, or you will become their bulletin board material for the rest of their career, and they're going to be out there telling you how that guy told me I couldn't do it, and now I did it. Forever. You're the bad guy in their story. And they're going to tell other people, lots of people, probably that bad guy. They may get up in front of people someday and speak and bring you up. Things like that. I'm going to tell you, most leaders do this. It is very few that are gracious. Other things that you can say. This is great too. We don't make any money off you anyway. This is a great one too, because usually that's your top producer. Usually that's the highest producing agent because they've graduated to a high commission split. And you just evidence this is a leader thinking totally transactionally. We don't make any money off you anyway. That is quite frankly the most offensive thing you can say to a top producer when they're on the way out the door. And it's said all the time. Really? A top producer? You don't make any money off them because they don't pay you much based on what you provide them? You don't think that maybe there's some other effects in the office of having a top producer in your office that makes other people stay and other people want to come? You don't think having your signs out all over town helps you at all? giving you a bigger market presence? You don't think it helps with recruiting? Trust me, most agents don't make a lot of money, if any, off their top agents. But boy, does it really round out the agent mix and give other top producers permission to come over. Otherwise, all you got's a bunch of low producers. And top producers don't want to go work with a bunch of low producers. And yes, you're going to make, like most businesses in the world and most real estate teams and brokerages, you make a lot more off the lower producing agents while they're still paying their dues, and they can earn their way up to better structures. So when you say those types of things, man, you just told typically a very influential agent and gave them an excuse to hate you. And they're looking for it on the way out the door. They're looking for confirmation. That's why they tell other people. So your whole leadership team of your organization needs to be in alignment and resist these impulsive, if not downright evil statements that are mean to another person. And you need to try as hard as you can to be gracious here. If you can't do that, then you're failing in leadership. And it's a big opportunity. Not to mention, you just demonstrate you got nothing better to do. For example, we always tell agents they need to be lead generating every day. We tell brokerage owners and team leaders they need to be doing two things in their brokerage or their team. They need to be helping increase the agent's production in the team, and they should be looking to grow the agent count of their organization at the same time. And that's hard to do. Every little distraction that takes away from that, just like lead generation, is an excuse not to have to do the hard work. The only real work to move the needle on your bottom line, which is growth. Growth activities are hard and very few can do it. You have an agent leave your office and you get all dramatic, you just created a drama show. You're going to have to tell people to get ahead of a narrative that you created about why they're bad. And then they're going to tell a bunch of people to either rebut that narrative or create a new one about why you're bad. And then it's drama focals. It's just like a high school breakup. It's an absolute nightmare. And then you get madder and madder, and it's just brokers behaving badly. Guess what you can't do? You can't grow. You're too off your game. And you're going to secretly, subconsciously hate them for that too. And it just keeps spiraling. You show that your leadership is failing, that you're not a strong enough leader to lead. You have no grace. And boy, do your agents see that. Let me tell you. Your agents see it. They see it. You get up there and do a team meeting and talk about them leading. If you say anything negative, if you show anything other than, man, I wish she had stayed with us, but she made her decision. I think she's going to do great. If you need to address it at all. But otherwise, it's head down. And the best way you solve someone leaving is bring a few in. Create more social proof that more people are coming than leaving. But if you start scrambling and being upset, it just demonstrates bad leadership. And I see this all the time. People always talk, you're a great recruiter, you're a great recruiter. You got to be a good exiter just as much, because it doesn't help you if people are coming in the door and they're leaving just as fast. And I will tell you, you will create a mass exodus out of something that could have just been a tiny one or two agent leaving. You can create a herd that follows them just because the agents don't respect you about how you're handling this situation. So it's really important. Yes, it's no fun. It's never fun, but it's important you grow real thick skin and let the water flow off a duck's back when those agents leave. You must develop that, or at least fake it, and get right back into your activities that help move the needle on your net income. Start training up a lot more in the office. Don't go spreading drama or spreading a new narrative. Start recruiting more. Get out there and start to feel what's going on and get ahead of it. You can recruit through any problem. So if agents leave, you go out there and you have them start coming your way. Everybody forget about the agent that left. Okay? And you act gracefully. And the other thing that's really important too is that top leaders know that. If you are graceful on every exit, which again, about 1 out of every 10 leaders is, that's how rare it is. If you're graceful, half of them come back. That's a good number. Half of them will come back. They may come back a year, 2, 3 years from now, but they will come back if you're graceful. And boy, is that social proof. Hey, agent went out there, tried it, and came right back. That really helps with retention, and it's strong for recruiting. I dipped my toe in the water. It was not good. I came right back. That is really a valuable recruit to have come back. But you must be gracious. You have to be able to resist those inner impulses. The only things you really need to be talking to them about are, it's really simple when you exit them. You talk about your current pendings are going to close under your current compensation structure. And I'm going to really say that. Don't start increasing what you're going to charge them. Don't start saying, I'm going to add transaction fees or I'm going to do all these things. Okay? That is really important that we do that. So you hold the same compensation structure. You don't punish them on the way out the door by increasing that compensation structure. If you start doing that, boy, that's going to be more upsetting than anything we've even talked about on this so far. Okay. It just shows you're struggling financially, that you're worried about your finances. I'm going to make an extra few $100 per closing off you. It's really nickel and diming someone, and that's not going to move the bottom line. We're going to close at the same pending structure, and then we're going to transfer the listings with them. Yes, listings typically in most states belong to the broker, but in most states, it's very normal to allow them to take their listings since they're the ones that have the relationships with the clients, not you. And if push comes to shove, that gets really ugly because most brokerages will allow listings to transfer. If that's the way everybody does in your market, I would do it, but you're going to become the bad guy in a hurry, and that becomes really bad. It shows ill will to your agents unless they're with you. And the minute you change your mind, it's fake. It's bought. It's purchased goodwill. So long as they're making your money, you're nice to them. But the minute you're not, you really don't like them. It's not personal at all. So it's very important. And then another thing I would say is if you're in a brokerage and they have a team or something like that, really refrain from trying to recruit their agents away and get them to stay on the way out the door. That will tick off a team leader like you wouldn't believe, and all of the other things result from that. So you want to welcome them out. Try to be nice. Try to help them. You know what I'm saying? Try to actually go above and beyond. Help them with their move. Help them transfer their agents. Do everything you can to try to help them and surprise them, just like you would treat when you onboard them. You want to wow factor them on the onboarding, wow factor them on the way out, because half of them should come back if you're doing it right. If half aren't coming back, we might not be doing it right, because that's how it should work. And you'll see if you're a constant revolving door of people leaving, you're just poisoning the pond. So the likelihood of them starting to come in is going to get less and less because more and more poison's going out into your fishing pond. So you're going to catch less and less fish on the recruiting end of things going forward. So it's really important that we start. This is a way we can change the whole industry, because I'll tell you, you tell this to your spouse that works in the W-2 world, the normal world where everybody's respectful of each other. And when people leave your company, they throw going away parties and they hear the way realtors act. It's part of the reasons realtors aren't respected on a high level out there, is the way it gets so dramatic, like a high school breakup or friends breaking up or something like that. And they just have to fight through everything. People that have to fight over breakups of any relationship, people that do that are just not good leaders, or at least they aren't at that moment in time. They just can't agree to disagree. There has to be a big argument. They're just not good with people, especially under stress. You can see in people who go through their entire career, how many people are still following them? How many people are still in relationship with them? That means they had a lot of bad breakups if there's not. Like, they got a lot of bad breakups, a lot of drama, and it just becomes evident to people. People are not dumb. They'll see through that kind of stuff. So let's act graciously. All you should really be talking about is those things: pendings, listings are going to transfer, refrain from recruiting, stop being gracious, and say, how can I help? What can I do for you? Allow them any time they want to exit. Give them bandwidth time. Help them transfer those listings. Help them pick up their signs for them. Things like that. Whatever you need, be there and check in on them every day. Hey, are we doing okay? Are you hearing anything? I don't want there to be any ill will from my leadership team, so I'm really watching this tight. I want there to be an open line of communication. All I want to do is help you. Hard to do, easier said than done, that's for sure. We all know what to do, but it's much more difficult to do it. So when we exit agents, let's be sure to act with grace.
I wanted to add to that, Brian.
Yeah, go for it.
So I had lost their number one agent, and I had said, hey, one of the things that you need to do is be super nice, her better than anybody. So use the behavior that you know that they don't know yet, because they're going to feel her out. So be super nice, but all the things that she loves is community. She loves your guys' events. She's the one who's working at 11 o'clock at night, and no one knows that. So I had them schedule in their phone to 10:30 p.m., check in on her for 3, 6, 9, 10 weeks. So every 3 weeks, they were like, hey, how's it going? How are you? We miss you. We love you. And then every social event, because she's a super social person, I had her phone reminder say, hey, we miss you at this event. We hope everything's great. We love you. Hope everything's awesome. 10th week, she came back. Use the behavior. This is where behavior is the most important, why we have to know everyone's behavior. They're going to learn, like, they're just starting to date this agent. You're already married. So you already know what they love, what their ticks, their nuances are. The other people have no idea what makes them tick. So you already know how to make them feel great. The other people don't know it yet. So keep doing all the things that they know that they're going to love, and their vulnerable spots. We already knew this agent's vulnerable at 10:30 because she's a family person. She works when everyone's in bed. The other company didn't know that. She came right back. That was the key
That's
part.
fabulous. That's fabulous. And I think that's one thing to remember too. Like when people move brokerages, it's the busiest times of their career. They're also excited because it's a change, whether right or wrong, they really want that change. And they're also very excited, but they will work the longest hours of their career when they move organizations. So if you, conversely to what Nick said, if you're the person that's being an extra problem to them because of what you're saying and doing, they will hate you at a level that you've never been hated. That's how bad that they will hate you. But as Nick said, if you appreciate them and you check in on them and show them that you're caring about them, they will appreciate you at an amazing level. Man, this guy, he really does care. He's proving it right now because they've all heard the horror stories of bad leaders. Like I said, most brokerage owners and team leaders are bad leaders, especially when they exit. And if you demonstrate, man, you will give them second thoughts and they'll never ever fully get in bed with the new broker. You know what I'm saying? They're always comparing you against them. Stay with them afterwards and all during the transition.
I also give the Michael Jordan to Kobe Bryant quote. So Kobe was having a very rough start to his rookie year, and Michael Jordan was number 45 on the Wizards, and he ripped him apart on their very first game in Washington. And Jordan smacked him on the ass, and he said, "You can wear my shoes, kid, but you're never going to fill them."
Yeah.
And that was the launch of Kobe. In their next game for 2 weeks, Kobe didn't talk to anyone. And that's when Kobe set a Laker record from the first half. Has still never been broken to this day. That's when Mamba mentality was launched. That was the launch of Kobe Bryant when Jordan said, "You can wear my shoes, but you'll never fill them." Are you going to create Kobe Bryant? Don't say it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Don't
say
create
those.
Kobe.
Yeah, there's no reason. Yeah,
there's no reason to say it. Don't create Kobe.
Yeah, there really isn't. You're just giving them bulletin board material. And then that becomes a story in a documentary that we all see and everybody knows about it. So that is going to happen. And I, quite frankly, I've seen it happen to me. I said it a long time ago. And that guy, he doesn't say my name because we're friends, but he does say, I had someone tell me that this wouldn't work and here it's working.
It happened to me.
Yeah.
Somebody sat there like when I was in my first year and he said, "Who do you work for? You guys are nothing. You're not going to be anything. Look at you." And I'm like, who are you? Like, I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah.
How dare you?
That's why so few agents succeed compared to the masses. And that's why so few brokerage owners have very profitable businesses. Leadership is learned. It's not natural. Please understand that. You're not like naturally born a good leader. It's something you learn, which means you have to modify your own impulsive behavior. You have to act uncomfortably and refrain from doing things. Most people don't get that. They just want to be who they are. And I'll tell you, that doesn't work in leadership. You have to always be improving on your leadership. Lord knows I'm certainly one of those. So it's crucial. And there's no better test and opportunity to improve than when someone exits or leaves your office. That's crucial. So thank you for that, Nick. The reasons they give you for leaving are almost never the real reasons they're leaving. Okay. So don't put too much into exit interviews. Okay, this is really important. Like a lot of people will try to do a reverse needs analysis on, did you do an exit interview and find out all their critiques? And then what you try to do, overcome those objections to try to get them to stay, which always turns into an argument, which makes you leave on bad blood again. You know what I mean? When you break up with a significant other, you say things like, "It's me, not you." That's not really it. You know what I'm saying? It's not real. They don't even want to have the conversation. They're trying to get out of there as fast as possible. And if they're not coached on how to do it, maybe you've got a dramatic person who's going to tell you all the real reasons. You know, that's probably not your best person. But very rarely are they going to give you the real reasons because they don't want conflict. They just don't want it. They just want to get out of there. Say, "I just want to do this because of that." They don't want to give you all this feedback that's really going to help you. It's a unilateral conversation. They don't need your agreement. It's, "I'm leaving." And it's one of the rare industries where this happens. Every day that can happen. And I think it's very important that we have a mindset that we wake up even Steven with our agents every single day. They owe you nothing. They go out, they sell real estate for you, and they give you a piece of it, and then you pay them. You wake up even. They don't owe you anything. They're not being disloyal by leaving. It's on you to keep adding value so that them working for you is worth it to them. It's called servant leadership, and it's never present anywhere more than in real estate. I can tell you that right now. You wake up even Steven with them every day, every single day. If a client doesn't use you to list their house for the second time, they're not disloyal. You know what I mean? That's just a negative mindset. It's a bad leadership place to be. What could you do to make sure that they stay with you? So we got to own our piece in that every single time. So you work up evensies with your agents every single morning. It's the nature of the business. They're not obligated to stay with you. That's called personal servitude. That has been outlawed in this country for a long time. They have the right to seek employment anywhere they want. But that's the mindset we got to have.